Dave Palumbo and Rich Piana. Did you guys know that these two dudes actually competed together? That's right, at the 1999 USA Championships. It was close between these two guys. Rich Piana, he got 7th. Dave Palumbo got 9th. So it was very close, like I said. This is a fan request from one of you fellers. In fact, it was another YouTuber. EP09 was I noticed was the one that requested this one. It is very interesting. Now, I could just say, oh, Rich won. The judges had him winning. We're going to take a look at a couple of screenshots. I'll link you to a video of this actual event. It's a couple-minute video clip. I don't like to show video. You can get copyright strikes and claims, things of that nature. I don't want any of that stuff. So, just some screenshots, and we will use some pictures from different events from when they were maybe better, maybe worse. I don't know, for better or for worse. But here's the thing, guys. Dave Palumbo, he did place under Rich Piana. There was Quincy Taylor, I think, between the two. But when it came to condition, I mean, you watch the video footage, you can see from the pictures. When it came to condition, the transitions, things of that nature, and I'll be polite. Rich Piana, may he rest in peace. May he rest in peace. But they were in two totally different leagues. Dave Palumbo was a hardcore bodybuilder. Size, muscle, condition. Now, Rich Piana, he had the structure. Let's just go through some poses here. The ones that we do have. This one's obviously from that 1999. And like I said, I'll link you to a video footage. And you can make your own decision. Rich Piana does look nicer. He's got a nicer, more pleasing physique, midsection, things of that nature. Not bad wheels, arms. I mean, the guy he's not an Olympia champion, but these guys are pretty good bodybuilders nonetheless. Now, Dave Palumbo, he does not have that shape. Pulling a vacuum, food for thought. Look at that, guys. Dave Palumbo, awesome, in the vacuum. But the condition of the two athletes. So, take your pick. You want the overall shape of the condition. Now, here's a close-up. So, we don't have to use the screenshots through the entire matchup. But you could use it for sizing, I guess. Now, yeah, you tell me. Look at the fibers of Dave Palumbo's wheels. Look at that. Taking nothing away from Rich Piana. This is 2006, Rich Piana, I believe. Which he wasn't as good. I don't know if he was any less conditioned. I don't think he was as peeled as Dave Palumbo ever, even in 99. But having said that, there's an obvious differential between conditioning and shape for Rich Piana. You Rich Piana fans, he had a pretty good physique, guys. He really did. Here is the front lat spread. Now, I'm not making excuses for Dave Palumbo. But it was you could watch the video footage and you can see exactly what I'm saying. By the time the camera got to these two dudes, Dave was pretty much done snapping his pose. But wow, is Piana ever opened up? Now, the only reason I say this for Dave also, we didn't get to see him hitting it, but he has some awesome renditions of this pose. Now, here is two other versions. I think this is Dave when he was younger. Just a young Buckingham Palaces, baby please. Prappa. Now, I believe this is a little bit later on in Piana's career, 2006. And he is not quite as good as he was the 99. And I think Palumbo's even better here. So ultimately, I think Dave Palumbo was a more accomplished, or had a more accomplished physique. We're not talking their accomplishments, things of that nature, obviously. If Piana placed ahead of Dave, that ultimately ranks him higher. Doesn't matter what happened before, I guess. At that point in time, anyway. But anyway, no more semantics. Turn to the side. Ooh, Dave. David is quite muscular. His muscles are very muscly. Piana has outstanding shape. If these guys had if he had Piana maintained that shape, structure, things of that nature with Dave Palumbo's condition, rock hard condition, Olympia champion. good calves on Rich Piana as well. I'd go with Rich, I think, maybe. I don't know. It's kind of a toss-up. What do you want, apples or oranges? Which? But I'm just impressed with that great big rooster chest and little tiny waistline of Rich Piana. Very impressive. And even you Dave Palumbo haters, I don't know why he'd have any haters. He's a good dude. Dave, you guys must admit, his physique was top-notch. This is A1 material. Now go to the next side pose. Unfortunately, we don't have any of the side shots from that USA Championships from 99. Huh. Dave. I like Dave. Gotta be respectful for Dave. He has a huge YouTube channel, things of that nature. CEO of Species Nutrition, RX Muscle. He's a big to-do, but I don't make fun of him. You guys are gonna get mad at me. And pleasing you fellers is the top notch of my aim here. And Dave, he's just lurching forward. He looks funny. Looks like he's singing. And I'm Dave Palumbo, and I have a pretty small waistline. He does. But Rich Piana, I think he has it from the side. I think it's more exposing of the physique. Condition, I'll still say Dave. But at least, you can only go but so far when Rich Piana is shaped like a Greek god. Wow. Now here is the situation, guys. And here's the more serious conversation. And that is the conversation of conditioning. From behind, you can see from even a blurry old screenshot. And if you've watched the video footage that I will link you at the end, watch it. You can see there can be no doubt if these two physiques were on the bodybuilding stage now, there's just no way that Rich Piana would get the victory over Dave Palumbo due to that condition. I'll admit, if the condition was a little bit closer, he doesn't have to beat Dave, but it's not even close. Not even close. And gosh darn it, there was no screenshots of the rear lat spread of these guys, which kind of sucks. Hate to use that foul language. But here, unfortunately, I gotta use these two. This is the only rear lat spread that I could find from Rich Piana. Interestingly enough, he already started his cascade of tattoos here, and he was nowhere near as good, so this is kind of foolish to use this. Dave Palumbo, he had it going on. He had a pretty good rear lat spread. And condition, I suggest his condition here was not even as good as it was in 99. And still pretty good here, condition-wise. Poor Rich. Not fair to use this. Now here is a screenshot from that 99. And you could make your better decision after watching the video footage, but this is a screenshot. And I will still say Dave's condition is better. But I'll be darned. This rear double from Rich Piana, it's awesome. Look at the size of his traps, dwarfing that of David's. So the pose itself, not as good as the rear lat spread I would suggest for Dave, but a much better shot for Rich Piana. Nice, clean, neat lat insertions. Now, here's the thing. Here's another shot, another angle of their rear double. Keep in mind, Rich Piana, not as good here. Not nearly as good. Not nearly as good. But you can see how thick Dave's lats are. Because it's kind of tilted dousely in both cases. Nice, clean, neat lat insertions, like I said, for Rich. But Dave's are just so much thicker. And the condition, even using these two versions, this is later on in Dave's career. He wasn't as good here either. So, before you get upset at me, which I guess I would too. I was just watching this video thinking, why would he use these versions? It's the only real pictures we have of these guys without getting like little tiny blurry pictures of old screenshots that you can't really see anything anyway anyhow. But having said that, I stand to my I stand on my word. I think Dave would win the back shots. More on condition than the shape. Here's the here's the abs and thigh. A situation where you're probably gonna go with the aesthetics, the flow, the proportions over the rock hard grainy muscle. And I see it time and time again. And people always complain. I see it time and time again. The guys with the biggest, thickest backs, the show-winning backs, the backs that you say, wow, that's some of the best back developments I've ever seen. Ronnie Coleman, Phil Heath. Their midsections are bigger. Maybe it goes hand in hand, guys. Could be. Genetically, the bigger, thicker lat insertions, you get a bigger, thicker midsection. Condition-wise, still. Oh, here's a different shot for both guys again. Rich Piana, he had some qualities. As Louis Marco says, qualities, baby please. But we don't like to talk about Louis Marco during a Dave Palumbo video. I don't think those two guys see eye to eye, if you know what I mean. But having said that, yes, flow, proportions, it's too much. But condition-wise, I will reiterate through the entire matchup, Dave is beating Rich Piana on condition through and through. Right to the most muscular. This is a good shot. Ooh, might make this one my thumbnail. Couple of tattoos developed there already for Rich Piana. He didn't get those done. You guys know. They just grew. He'd think really hard on what he wanted and it would grow. It would appear in the morning. Dave, he's a big stud. Look at this big stud. Looks like you could hit him with a ball bat in the head. The ball bat would break. And he'd turn, he'd say, do I owe you money for that ball bat, he'd say. You guys hear the Dave Palumbo laugh? That's my favorite. This is the thumbnail. This is a better thumbnail, I think. What do you guys think? This one shows that Rich Piana, he was no Tinkerbell. He wasn't soft. He wasn't not conditioned. Nice slicked hair, too. Appreciate that. But Dave, I think he is next level stuff. Who worked harder? Well, they both worked hard in the gym. Who dieted harder? Well, I'm sure it was a hard diet for all involved. But looks like Dave went all out with everything. Looks like he's more conditioned. He's built more muscular. Midsection. Hey, if that's your only thing you're really looking at in this, it's a blowout for sure. Rich Piana wins hands down. Calves as well. But I think Dave used to be a sprinter. Sprinters have high calves. It's a quick twitch muscle. So if he was a sprinter, chances are he has high calves. Rich Piana doesn't look like no sprinter with those big low calves. He's a mountain climber. Yeah. Anyway, it's a debate. I go with the more condition. I go with Dave Palumbo. Rich Piana, may he rest in peace. One of the more popular bodybuilders of all time. So's Dave. Hit thumbs up on the video. Let me know. And, if you disagree, I know most of you guys disagree with me. Sometimes. And you just don't get mad at me, and I appreciate that. Hit thumbs up. Subscribe. Have a nice one.